Today is the last class for you. In that 1980, 1982, 1996, first we will discuss length and breadth up to 1996. And if time is there, half an hour discussion from 1996 to 2004. Okay. So we exactly completed of 1980. So next topic is Indira Gandhi. Again Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi, 1980, 1984. 1980, 1984. In that 1980 election, again Indira Gandhi got victory in 1980 election. Here, easy victory. She got easy victory in 1980. Why I'm saying this is after 3 years without power. 1977 she was defeated. After 3 years without power, again came to power. And there are different kind of interpretation. Some says because of her strong effort, she got victory. Some says no, not because of her strong effort, because of weak opposition. So keep it in mind. Not because of strong Indira Gandhi, because of weak opposition. Because of weak, Indira Gandhi became strong. Understood? Anyhow, so keep it in mind. Everything is cartoon. First cartoon is this, right? Indira had a board like this in the flex, right? In the things, it shows that I got victory because of my strength. Backside as Jay Prakash Narayan, Moraji Desai, they were like small boys. They are saying that no, she is lying. She got victory not because of her. She got victory because of us, because we didn't have strong influence. So this is what it shows. Take page number. Take page number 120. Sorry, 122. In the 122, see the center caricature. 122 center caricature. It shows this. You just go through the center caricature, you definitely love it. Understood? Yes. And the second thing is, listen, the below caricature, the last caricature in the same page. See that last caricature in the same page? Actually, it shows no unity. It shows the same page, last, bottommost caricature. It shows no unity among the Janata. Listen, let me discuss. Then you see that there is a big umbrella. What is the big umbrella? Is power. Okay, is the power. Big umbrella is the power, and there is raining, heavy rain. Right? What is the purpose of power? To use the umbrella as the power. But Moraji Desai says, no, I only open the umbrella at first. Saran Singh says, no, I only open the umbrella first. All says, I will open the umbrella, but no one is opening the umbrella. Here, umbrella is equal to power. Opening of umbrella is equal to using the power. But all are ready to wet in the rain rather than opening the umbrella. It shows that fight among the themselves to use the power. So this is what the caricature. Anyhow, there was a clean victory. Keep the page as such. Right. Again, a caricature is there. What is a caricature is? Listen, 1980, it's a clean sweep. Have you come across the word clean sweep in the election? There is always use the word. Whenever a political party had a great victory, they used to call clean sweep. Clean sweep means very clear-cut victory. Yes. At the same time, listen, this is also called sweeping. Am I right? Sweeping and cleaning your house. With that one caricature, listen, Indira Gandhi with a broomstick and a clean sweep. Indira sweeped it, and all are in the dustbin. Behind is the dustbin. In the dustbin, Moraji Desai and all the people are in the dustbin. Come to next page, 124. All come to next page. You can see the same caricature what I discussed. 1980 election, clean sweep. The result of 1980 election. The one caricature would explain a lot. Taken? Yes. With this 1980 election, but what is the first problem of the 1980 election is Indira Gandhi victory with a clean sweep, but she couldn't enjoy the victory. why she couldn't enjoy the victory is just the elections are over. What is the first thing is, right, death of Sanjay Gandhi. First point you write in that unit number 5. After the election, just became prime minister, but a setback to her is death of her lovable son Sanjay. Hardly 36. Just imagine my hardly 30s. In 30s he died. Death of Sanjay because of air crash. Here air crash means not the passenger flight. There is a two-seated small flight. Two-seated small flight while doing diving like this. We know very well. If we people, if I got bored, if Vinisha got bored, would take the two-wheeler, scooty and would go for a ride in ECR. If I got bored, would take Enfield, would go for Mamalabram. If we people are lower class people, but the higher class people got bored, what would happen? They will go for air. When doing like this, he died. It's a sad thing. It is highly reflected on the face of Indira Gandhi. This is one of the saddest thing. And apart from that, you can't see Indira's much more activity like that of the early phase. If you see early phase 1971 to 77, high active phase, but you can't see such a high active phase during this period. Except one incident. Only one thing is Operation Blue Star. That alone in this we are going to discuss. Operation Blue Star, that alone we are going to discuss. June 1984, when the operation took place is June 1984 at Golden Temple, Amritsar. Golden Temple, Amritsar, against Sikh militant. Against Sikh militant, they asked for a separate country. The separate country name they want is Khalistan. Separate country name is Khalistan. Yes. So who were they? What happened? For that, I have to discuss the entire note of Punjab. So open the topic Punjab issue. So let us discuss Punjab in depth. Already in ancient medieval, you would have discussed of Punjab. Punjab, Indus Valley Civilization, Punjab. Am I right? The cradle of Indus Valley Civilization, Punjab. Vedic Civilization, early Vedic, Punjab. Later Vedic only Uttar Pradesh. Early Vedic is Punjab. Kushanas, Kanishka, Punjab. Indo-Greeks, Punjab. Then many foreigners attacked and settled in Punjab. In medieval period, Panipat took place. Panipat is actually in Punjab, Haryana region. Right. So initially Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, medieval period Islam. Around the 16th century, a new religion by Guru Nanak, Sikhism. By 16th century, so 16th century onwards, Punjab is dominated by Sikhism, religious people, but later they enter into political, right? So Punjab has the lengthy and continuous history since Paleolithic period, or since Lithic period it has continuous history. Understood? And at the time of partition, what is the issue? We already discussed, right? Whether India was divided or not, we don't know. Yes, India was divided, but actually what was divided was Punjab was divided. Am I right? So many consider that the most affected, you right, due to partition, the most affected people were two. One is Punjab people, another is Bengali people. Yes, actually in the case of Bengali, Muslims and Hindus alone, but in the case of Punjab, not only Muslims and Hindus, another religious people, Sikh people were most affected. That's what the problem in the case of Punjab. No other places there is a third religion involved. So keep it in mind. Hindu people, Muslim people, wherever you go, whether in Rajasthan or in Pakistan, Bengal and other region, but only in the case of Punjab, a third religious people also come into notice. So many consider my homeland. Listen, they created criticized British. Oh, British, you created Pakistan based on religion. Listen, you created Pakistan based on religion. This is Pakistan, Muslim country. This is Hindustan, Hindu dominated country. Muslims, Hindus. Then we are also want a separate country. So split India into three stan. What is the third stan they want is Khalistan. This is what the demand. So you write it, even before independent, they wanted Khalistan. So Khalistan movement dates back not after independence, even before independence. Even popular slogan of Pakistan, Hindustan, and Khalistan. These are all called three stan. Even do you know, some people asked four stan, not three stan. They wanted to divide India into four stan. One is Pakistan, Muslim dominated. Khalistan, Hindu dominated, Sikhs dominated. Hindustan, right, Hindu dominated. Fourth stan is southern India, Dravidastan. Dravidastan. Have you come across this? This is what? So actually demand. Even in Tamil, if you see Dravida Nadu, have you come across the concept of Dravida Nadu? That is called Dravidastan. Even demand for. So note it down. Even before independence, there is the stan concept. In that, one of the stan is Khalistan, the Sikh dominated country, separate country. So Khalistan movement not after independence, even before independence also. Independence also. 1 minute. Yes. So this is what the fourth stan concept. That's why I'm saying carefully listen and you have to enjoy the PIC rather than simply mugging it up. PIC concept is concept oriented. Right. This is a first thing. I hope you understood. Right. Now, but what happened? British divided India into Pakistan and that is India. Even they never use the word Hindustan. India is there. Okay. So divided into that. That's why. But British never gave Khalistan. It means that after independence in India, right? You write it. But British is different. So British gave only Pakistan and India. That's why after independence, right, in the present day Punjab, two kind of demand started to rise. In Punjab, two kinds of demand. One is separate state. So some of the people wanted separate state, right? Some of the people wanted separate country. Already you know what is a separate country they want is Khalistan. Some people don't want the separate. They want just a separate state for the Punjab speaking people. Punjabi speaking people. Punjabi speaking people. Let me show. The state map, princely state map. Then at least you would come to know, sir, how is it possible? Already after partition, Punjab is created. No, Punjab is created, but in that both the Hindi speaking people as well as you look into this, right? Here is the lengthiest Punjab. You see that. How much big Punjab is this? But due to partition, this part is carved out. This part is completely carved out. Taken. This part is completely carved out, and you see that only blue color. You can't see Haryana. Keep it in mind. So in this one Punjab, in the India side Punjab, in this India side Punjab, after independence, two kind of demands. Some people wanted separate country, right? Some people wanted. Actually, they wanted to join this Punjab also. And actually, the separate country people wanted this much of a country called Afghanistan. They're not only asking simply from India side, they are also asking from Pakistan side also. But some people or many people are thinking, no, separate country is not possible. At least we want Punjabi dominated speaking people. That's what after independence, two kind of demands. Now I hope you understood the very basic concept. Now I come back. Right. Now you take the State Reorganization Commission. If you see State Reorganization Commission 1965, whether separate Punjab is created means no. So you write, even in State Reorganization Commission 1956, no separate Punjab. No separate Punjab. Then when Punjab was created, sir, a separate Punjab was created. Yes, you see that. 1966, exactly. I have already given in the timeline. Linguistic based state. There is a separate topic we discussed first class. If you have, just to go back. Second class I discussed. In the linguistic based state, I have given a timeline. In that 1960 Maharashtra and Gujarat, 1966 Punjab and Haryana is created. Where created? Go back and refresh. Yes? Yeah. So 1966. Thus, even in 1956 State Reorganization Act, this was not at all given. State Reorganization Act, this was not at all given. Right. Then when the Punjab was created is only in 1966. Right. From the Punjab, Hindi speaking and Punjabi speaking. Punjabi speaking. Hindi speaking and Punjabi speaking. Actually, Hindi speaking state is called Haryana. Punjabi speaking remaining part of Punjab is Punjab. Punjab taken. With this, statehood demand is over. Yeah. Statehood demand is over. Right. But what demand was continued is countryhood demand was continued. This is what the issue. Now I zero in. How you have to take from the bottom, top to bottom or bottom to top. Once alone you have to study thoroughly. Attend the class. Right. Now we are in. After 1966, gradually started to rise. Even let me say, right, even Akali, have you come across a party called Akali? Even Akali Dal, Shiromani Akali Dal party. Yeah, it's a supreme party. Even it asked for statehood. Even do you know, after this 1966, which party, now you see that 1967 election, now you go through 1967 election, Congress lost in some of the state. Am I right? Same thing I mentioned. 1967 election is landmark judgment election. 1967 Not only in Tamil Nadu, DMK came to power. Even in Punjab, Congress lost, Akalis came to power. How many information you have to link through this? Taken? That's all about this. Right, state-wise, this is over. Country-wise, around 1970s, you're right. Around 1970s, rise of a saint turned into militant. Rise of a saint turned into militant. What is his name? His name is Bindranwala. His full name is, I'm writing here, Jarnail Singh Bindranwala or Wale. Jarnail Singh Bindranwale, are simply called J.S. Bindranwale. Taken? Jarnail Singh Bindranwale, right? So started to rise. Yes. So this is what. So a saint turned into this. Saint turned into this. Right. This is what he gradually started to unleash violence. And even when these things were going on, there was a resolution. There was a resolution passed by Sikh religious group. You right. So one said rise of J.S. Bindranwala. Other said a resolution was passed by Sikh religious group in 1973. This is very famous, called Anandpur Sahib Resolution. So a place called Anandpur, that is called Anandpur Sahib Resolution. Actually, if you see Anandpur Sahib Resolution, it contains the words of separatism, that is separate nation. Actually, this is what, after that only gradually rise up, again the concept of nationhood was started to rise. Taken. So one side Anandapur resolution, which somewhat asked for separate country, and simultaneous rise of Jarnail Singh Bindranwale, so gradually started to rise. Right. So that led to violation, violence, unleashed violence. Against whom? Is against Hindus, because they started to oppose the Hindus, attacked the Hindus in Punjab. Hindus, you go to your country. Punjab is exclusively for the Sikh people. Exclusively for the Sikh people. So this is what started to attack. Let me tell some of the real incident. How the attack of the common man is in 1970s or 1980s, early days of 1980s, in a broad daylight, a bus was stopped. In that, Sikh people, non-Sikh people, especially Hindu people, were segregated, and all the Hindu people were shot dead. Keep it in mind. Nearly 10 plus people or 17 plus Hindus were shot dead. Just imagine. It's an alarming thing. Even arrest warrant, everything was issued. But what happened is, this Jarnail Singh Bindranwale and his comrades and his group entered into Sikh temple. So you write, so many violence. Later they entered into Sikh temple, especially which area they entered means a holy place called Akal Dak. Actually, in Akal Dak or Takht, if you visited Golden Temple and nearby, this Akal Takht is the important center, or it is an important building. It's a very important building near Gurudwara, Golden, that temple. Right, actually these are all located within the temple complex. He entered into the golden temple, that at which place is Akal Takht. Actually it is a powerhouse of Sikh religious people. Yeah, religious house is golden temple, right? The powerhouse is the Akal Takht. He entered, and what happened is daily unleash the violence. When these things happen, another untoward incident. What is another untoward incident? Is yeah, IPS officer was killed. You right? Yeah, young police officer was killed. Just imagine, IPS or state level police officer, I don't know. A higher police officer was killed. His name is Atwal. Atwal was killed. Actually, this is all the killing is not pre-planned and hideout. Yeah, how was he killed? Was it's like in a market. Just imagine, in a market, took the gun and shot it out, and that assassinator walked in a free manner. Just imagine, walked in a very free manner. Gun culture. Have you come across the word gun culture? US like gun culture was there, right? Like this, everything was outside, right? Now it was impossible for the police to look into. Now only the matter was given to central government. Now they planned the army operation. The army operation name is Operation Polo. Army operation name is Operation Polo. Sorry, Blue Star. Operation Blue Star, right? Who was the commander of the army operation is Major General, you write it, R.S. Brar. His name is Ranbir Singh, or actually I hope so. R.S. Brar, Ranbir Singh Brar, R.S. Brar was the Major General at the time, under his leadership. Step towards that. So this is what of this one, right? Let me tell, what is the thing is, actually only soldiers alone shall enter into the golden temple, holiest place, and to gun down. But what happened is heavy firing from within the temple. Just imagine how that Sikh militant group had purchased weapon. Heavy firing. Then what happened is at last tanks were called. So tanks entered into the operation. Then some of the buildings were blasted. So if it is a tanks, easy. Some of the buildings were blasted. Then through the tanks, soldiers entered and killed. Shooting operation, and it went for next day. Went for next day also, and at last all the militants were killed. One side all the militants were killed. Jarnail Singh Bindranwala also. At the same time, heavy destruction to the holy shrine also, because some of the walls, some of the important places were also destroyed. It means that the holy place, sacred place was desacrated. This is what many Sikh community considered. So this is called Operation Blue Star. This actually happened June 1984. But next point, you write. Next is October 31, 1984. Last point. After this operation, October 31, 1984, Indira Gandhi was assassinated at her home. Indira was assassinated at her home by two Sikh Jawans. Yes, on the day what happened is October 31, 1984. If you see the big people's house means resident will be there. Within the resident itself, or within the resident complex itself, office. All would have office. If you go to collector will have the resident. Nearby office would be there. Just 10 meters. On the day, what she did, she was walking 8:30, morning 8:30. She was walking all along the garden pathway to reach the office where a foreign journalist was waiting. A foreign journalist was waiting to get interview. When she was walking all along the garden pathway, two Sikh Jawans started to gun down. Not one or two bullet, yeah, 50 plus bullet. Taka, 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 taka. Just imagine. 50 plus bullet. Even some says 80 plus. Just imagine. With this end of Indira Gandhi, right, next open the topic. So with this, fifth unit is over. Unit number 6. Unit number 6 is Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi, 1984, 1989. 1984 to 1989. You split the Rajiv spell into two. Split it. First spell is October. October to December. December 1984. One. First spell. Second spell is December. December 1984 to 1989. 1984 to 1989. So why 2 months? 2 to 3 months gap? Why 5 years? We will discuss. Right. So what happens, sir, in the first spell is first incident, you write anti-Sikh riot. Anti-Sikh riot in Delhi. In Delhi. Yes. No doubt. Assassination of Indira Gandhi seems to be the bad thing, means attacking innocent Sikh people, so many Sikh people in the Sikh Delhi area is worst. Am I right? Bad is assassination of Indira Gandhi, no doubt at all. But worst is this. So many people were attacked. So this is why I used to say, whenever violence happen, people in Bangla, people in rich people would never be affected. The lower class people, especially the street people, platform people would be affected. Because many political people said, why Bangla people are not affected? Because they only responsible for creating violence, sir. After creating violence, they are being that Bangla happily. This is what some political people's view. Yes or no? You say one thing. Due to the police firing, a crorepati died in the violence. Have you come across in any of the violence incident? Who died? A person who is the butcher died. Who is the street vendor died because of police firing. Because of police firing, who died? A cobbler died. Have you come across this? A gold jeweler owner died. Or have you come across this? A showroom owner died? Never. So why I'm saying is, here highly condemned incident. Why not? I am saying is, this incident happened in October, November 1984. 2005, listen, 2005, when Manmohan Singh himself became Prime Minister of India, he openly apologized in Lok Sabha. No, in that Lok Sabha, he apologized for this event. After 20 years, this incident was taken in Lok Sabha, that because himself as a Sikh community, himself became the chief prime minister, on behalf of the Congress people, he openly apologized. Taken? So this is the first thing, anti-Sikh riot. And the second is Bhopal gas tragedy. December 3, 1984, methyl isocyanide leak and a problem in this. Right. And the third, why the short term is Lok Sabha was dissolved. In between gap, Lok Sabha was dissolved and the election was held. That's why short term. And election was taken. Right. In that election, if you see a landmark victory for Congress. Landmark victory for Congress. Congress got right 402 seats. Just imagine. Even Jawaharlal Nehru got this much of never got this much of seat. Even Indira Gandhi never got this much of seat, but her son Raju got it this much of seats. Because many says that is Indira sympathy. Because of Indira sympathy, many people voted. Am I right? Come to page number 160. Take page number 160. You can see the live picture. It's not caricature. Rather than it's like a live picture. That is taken from contemporary newspaper. Yes, that's all. So with this, Raju's first tenure, it's a very short-lived tenure, is over. Next come to this December 1984 to 1989. 1984 to 1989. Yes. What about Rajiv Gandhi, sir? Is near Rajiv Gandhi, right? Youngest Prime Minister of India. Youngest Prime Minister of India. Actually, when he came to power, his age was 42. Just you see that his age was hardly 42. Right, youngest Prime Minister. Sir, why? Why you are saying, sir, youngest Prime Minister? If one is young, definitely would use science and technology. Am I right? Even we people also, when we were in 20s and 30s, we are always with the net. What is going on? What is going on? And always interact. Even we would chat with remote people. Even we would not chat and interact with the family members. Why should I talk to you? No, I don't want. We always talk and eager to talk with the people, those who are too remote. Am I right? So this is what here happens, right? Why I'm saying is, for we people also, nowadays you will always use computer, mobile phone. But when you crossed 45, 50, you would never use mobile phone. Rather than you would eager to talk with your children, you are eager to talk with your parents. More socialization than more computerization. This is human. Understood? At the time you will be bored. What nonsense, WhatsApp, Facebook, they're useless. Because these are all static, yeah. It is just what? It's a picture. Am I right? It is something appearing in the screen, nothing real. But many people does not know even after this. If you watch a movie, what is things? It's a small screen, it's coming. What is there? It's apart from that, nothing. But if you interact with a person you like, am I right? So it's do you know everything is Maya? Maya, I mean, do you know? Illusion. Maya means, according to Sankaracharya, what is the only thing human? Human, according to me. According to me, I would say today is the screen, yeah. If you just click it, immediately it go to next screen. Everything is Maya. But what is real is the human. According to me, I would say. So I am more interact with the human. Ready to talk, ready to interact, rather than this one. You will also realize this. Why I'm saying this one is, since he was youngest prime minister, always tried to use science and technology not just for his personal use, for the welfare of country. Am I right? So use of science and technology. In that, what is the first mission he took is measures. Write the topic measure. First measure is technology measure. The first set of measures are called technology measure. Technology measure, right? What is technology, sir? How technology measure is, you write it. No, don't write technology measure, technology mission. That is right. Sorry. Technology mission. What is technology is using science and tech. Using science and tech for improvement of village community. This is called technology mission. Note it down. For improvement of village community, this is called science and tech. Simple. What is science and what is technology? What is the difference between science and technology? Type. Yeah, exactly. AK is right. Gunal is right. AK, Gunal are right. They said application of science is technology. Then what is the difference between science and technology? Science is theoretical study. Am I right? Science is theoretical. If you apply the theoretical into practical, then only it is called technology. Understood? So what is science is theoretical. What is technology is science is applied. Listen, science is useless unless until it become technology. In turn, technology is useless. Keep it in mind. Technology is useless unless until it used for the people. It helps for the people. Then here, what is technology mission is using science and technology for the improvement of village, because India lives in village. So he decided to use the science and technology for the village. How the village is used means, you write it under the village. 6 sectors are taken in village. 6 sectors are taken in village. Taken in village. And in that 6 sector, how science and tech is used. This is what we are going to discuss. In the 6 sector, how science and technology is used. Yes, we will discuss first. What is the first sector? You write is drinking water. Sector 1. What's the first is drinking water. So what is necessary? Drinking water to be given to all the people. That is called drinking water. Am I right? Drinking water shall be given to all. Okay. How science and technology can be used in drinking water is under the drinking water use using satellites and its images. Using satellites and its images. Note it. So how could you use satellites and its images, sir? You know very well. Satellite would take picture and would send. Am I right? Especially many satellite, Carto satellites are there. They to take picture where the water sources are there. Have you come across this? Where the water sources are there. If, for example, underground water table. Have you come across underground water table? Yes. Right. For example, in a place, high underground water table, the satellite images shows mean immediately a deep borewell, and the water is stored in high tank, and from the tank it is sent to your doorstep, village people, by means of tap. Have you come across this? Yes. So this is what here the concept of using science and tech. Yeah, let me say, once upon a time, there is no tape, pipe and tape. Now it is available in village. Once upon a time, there is a common pond to a village. Each village would have the common pond. In that pond only, if you see that, multiple activities. Some youngsters would swim in the pond, same pond. Some of the old people would wash their cloth in the same pond. Some of the young men would wash their animals in the same pond. And some of the young women especially would take water for drinking. How you imagine how the drinking taste? Multi-purpose project like Damodar Valley Corporation in a single village. That's why in those time in India, waterborne diseases were much. Cholera. Why cholera is much is because of this. Okay. Later what we did, do you know? Later, no, don't use the pond for taking drink. You swim it, you wash your animals and cloth, but don't take water. For water, what happened is pump, hand pump. Have you seen that? Each village would have 2 to 3 hand pump. Now what happened? No hand pump. Straight away, deep borewell and overhead tank. Through that, tape is coming. Have you seen? Nowadays, women's work. In those times, women had to carry their bucket and so and so for a kilometer to draw water. Nowadays, no need to bother. 5 o'clock, evening 5 o'clock, water would come. 5:30, the entire tank in the house is filled. 6 o'clock, TV serial. 6 to 9:30, they would enjoy the TV serial. It is a women empowerment in the village. Am I right? Pandian store, Muruga store, so many. Otherwise, Big Boss, so many store. This is what now happening. If you go to, at least in this sense, town are far better. If you go to village, 6 to 9 o'clock, people are watching the TV serial. Not only women, even male member also in the village join along with them. That is the biggest thing in village. Is it so? Anyone from village? No, oh, you are from village, the same thing. 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock, if you walk all along a street, same kind of ad, same kind of sound would come from all house. This is what now village society. Understood? At least once upon a time, when I was in village, when I go to my native, after dinner, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, young people would gather in one place in the village, would talk up to night 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Right, and the old group would occupy a place, they would talk, but no one is in the street as of now. Yes, this is what the first is technology mission for drinking water. Second, mission number 2 is literacy. Mission number 2 is literacy. Right, in that, sir, it shows literacy to be increased, literacy rate to be increased in village. How you could use science and tech is by using video and audio cassette. By using video and audio cassette, increase. For example, if you read everything in the book, boring. If you watch the same thing in the movie, some means of source, very easy to understand. Why not? Yeah? What is classroom? What is classroom is, if you are reading, it will take time. For that, we read it, we are telling like a story. We are telling like a story with a diagram, with the still pictures. But if you go to movie, it's a moving picture, that's all. Second. Third important is one village, one telephone. The mission name is this. One village, one telephone. Just imagine. Nowadays, one person, one telephone, cell phone. Even some people, one person, more than one cell phone. For example, he would talk like this. Immediately there will be a sound. Then he would talk from here. Immediate another thing. It's like this. Hey, how many cell phone do you have? Even do you know? Even some, especially I witnessed not from boys side, from girls side only I witnessed. They always would have two cell phone, especially some girls. One is for family member, one is for non-family members, friends, especially boyfriend. They would have it. Always two cell phone. Hey, this is different. Especially in the city, they will have a separate cell phone. If they go out of city, that cell phone will switch it off and family cell phone will be switched on. Yes, Vanessa, am I right? No. Okay. Right. This is what, but in those time, one village, one telephone. That is a black color dialing system. Do you know dialing system? Revolving system. Likewise. Yes. So these are all. Right. I don't want to explain all. I don't want to explain all. Right. Likewise, 6 field in village are taken and how science and tech is involved. First measure is over. So measure, first measure technology measure. Next measure number 2. Measure number 2 is computerization program or computerization measure. Computerization, simple, yeah. Because 1980s, go on to write. 1980s is the starting point of computer age. Actually, it is the starting. Microsoft likewise started to rise only during this period. 1980s. Am I right? Starting age of what one is computer. Computer age here was started. Right. What Raju did it using computers. Using computers in educational institution and in government offices. Now only we are using the word paperless. Have you come across the word paperless? But he initiated in those time itself the concept of paperless. He initiated much later. Much earlier itself he initiated. Right? How computerization means, right? This is what. So in schools and government institution, computerization does. He is responsible for starting e-governance. Open. Responsible for e-governance. That's all. It's a second measure. So first is technology mission. Second measure is computerization program. Third, measure number 3. Measure number 3 is some important act. Some important act. Because during this period only landmark act were passed. Act or law. Okay, now I come to you. What are all the important act passed in this period, 1984 to 1989? Type that too, especially Raju period. Type these things. Yeah, nullifying Shaban verdict. Exactly. Very good. Voting age reduced. Exactly. Assam Accord. Super. Environmental Protection Act. Vamsi. Correct. Excellent. Sri Lankan Tamil related issue. Excellent. Yeah, absolutely. Super. Right. Yes, one by one we will discuss. First is reducing the age for voting, 21 to 18. Reducing the age. 13th Amendment, no, 61st Amendment. 61st Amendment Act. 61st Amendment Act reduce the age from 18 to 18, 21 to 18. Sri Lanka we will discuss later. One. Second is Environmental Protection Act 1986. Environmental Protection Act 1986. Third is 53rd Amendment Act, that is anti-defection law. The famous anti-defection law during this period. It was passed during this period. Anti-defection law. And SCs Against Atrocities Act. Have you come across? SCs Against Atrocities Act. Yes. Atrocities Act. And when these things were going on, now I come to this Muslim Personal Law Amendment Act. Muslim Personal Law Amendment Act. Next, right. Personal Law Amendment Act. Actually, this act was made to nullify Shah Banu case. Actually, to nullify the Shah Banu case only, this act was passed. I hope, has it been discussed? Shah Banu case discussed or not? Polity? Discussed. Okay. Now, Nova. Yes or no? Yes na ibdi. No na yes na ibdi. No na ibdi. No, not issued. We did in current affairs, but not discussed in polity. Okay. Yeah, actually, without knowing the Shah Banu case, it's difficult to understand triple talaq. The concept of triple talaq is this. Let me tell. Right. What is Shah Banu case is Shah Banu versus Amjad Ajmal Khan. This is what the cast title. Shah Banu versus Amjad Ajmal Khan. None other than husband and wife. Yeah. Shah Banu wife, Amjad Ajmal Khan husband. What is the case or what is the issue is both are age old. Already crossed 60s. Okay. What Amjad Ajmal Khan husband did it triple talaq. He said triple talaq. That is not at all questioned. So talaq is not at all questioned. Divorce is not at all questioned. Then what is questioned is maintenance. Here what is the issue is this Shah Banu case is related to maintenance. Right, it is related to maintenance case. Right, listen, what is the thing is, listen, if the divorce is given, even after the divorce, there is a waiting period. So even after divorce, there is a waiting period for remarriage of both the party. What is the waiting period is 93 days or 95 days, 3 menstrual cycle of the girl. This is called waiting period. In Arabic or in Islamic language, it's called iddat. This is called iddat. So keep it in mind. Once talaq is pronounced, divorce, then both the party cannot remarry. Both has to wait for 93 days or 95 days. Right. The 3 menstrual cycle. Right. Why I'm saying is during this period, it is the duty of the husband, ex-husband. Now divorce is pronounced. Ex-husband to give maintenance. Okay, this is not at all question. Amjad Ajmal Khan gave maintenance. But after 3 menstrual cycles, Amjad Ajmal Khan didn't give maintenance. He said that, listen, what he said, as per Islamic law, I gave maintenance for 3 months. Hereafter, I will not give. Here, question of giving maintenance or not here. This is what the case. The case is related to this. Okay, now question arises. Whether ex-husband shall give maintenance even after 93 days till the girl is remarried. Once the girl is remarried, mean no need to give maintenance. But who will remarry for Shah Banu? Already crossed 60. Am I right? So now Amjad Ajmal Khan didn't give maintenance. Now the matter went to local court. Madhya Pradesh court. Local Madhya Pradesh court head said, no, Shabanu shall be given maintenance. Even married or remarried, that doesn't matter. Then the matter appeal to High Court. High Court also in favor of Shabanu. Shabanu entitled to get marriage. That is maintenance. Even some Muslims took it as attack against the male member. They took it to Supreme Court. Supreme Court also said the same thing. Favorable to Shabanu. Now judicial gates are closed. Only gate, legislative gate. Immediately asked Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi ji, change the law, Sharia law. What is the Sharia law change is, it is the duty of the husband to give maintenance only to Idat period. This change is called Muslim Personal Law Amendment Act. It's called Muslim Personal Law Amendment Act. Understood? So this is called Muslim Personal Law Amendment Act. Actually, this was criticized. What is criticized was Rajiv Gandhi succumbed to the pressure given by some Muslim groups. Likewise, severe criticism against Rajiv. These are all the landmark things. Another one more landmark thing. It is not the act. Next to open the topic, his peace initiative. Open the topic. So landmark acts are over. Next to open the topic, his peace initiative. Actually, 2 peace initiative of Raju is welcomeable. 1 peace initiative went to disaster, especially Sri Lanka. But within India, his peace initiatives are good. One is Assam Accord. One is Assam Accord. Yeah, maintenance means alimony. Exactly, Sivapriya, correct. One is Assam Accord, 1985. You just to go through it. These are all internal security questions. One. No, right. Second is negotiation with the MNF. We already discussed. Negotiation with the MNF. Who is the head of MNF? Lal Danga. Later Lal Danga underground activity came to overground and the creation of Mizo National Front, 1987. So second is MNF group. And third also, right, negotiation with Punjab, because 1984 Indira Gandhi was assassinated. After that, complete violence. So 1985, even negotiation with the Punjab group, it is called Raju Longowal Agreement. Longowal Agreement. Because after assassination of Indira Gandhi, after agitation against killing of innocent Sikh people, there was tense situation in Punjab. To solve this, Raju Longowal arrangement was made. So in that way was good. And last measure of Raju is, you do one thing. I said that these are all his internal peaceful measure. Actually, these 3 topics are discussed in a separate topic in this book. Right. Come to page number 149, chapter 8. If you see chapter 8, entire 3 initiatives. One is MNF, Raju Longowal, and third is Assam Accord. All are discussed here, including Operation Blue Star also. Operation Blue Star also it's discussed. Yes, that's all. And the last measure is foreign policy. Foreign policy of Rajiv Gandhi. Yes, normally if it is foreign policy, we would normally discuss between China and Pakistan, but this time China and Sri Lanka. In the China, you write, in 1988, himself visited China. In 1988, himself visited China, and normal relationship, that is good relationship. Why I am saying is, right, who visited China before that was Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru, you write it. So 1984 visited China. After whom? After Jawaharlal Nehru. Visited China after Jawaharlal Nehru, right? So now very good relationship, because after Jawaharlal Nehru, worst relationship between India and China. All kind of relationship are spoiled. Now very good relationship, right? Not only that. Point number 2. India refused to condemn. India refused to condemn Tiananmen Square incident. Tiananmen Square incident. Have you come across this Tiananmen Square incident in China, 1988? Right. What happened? It's like Anna Square in Chennai, right? Or Connaught Place in Delhi, right? What is Tiananmen? Tiananmen, it's a center place in Beijing, right? It's a place in Beijing, hotspot in Beijing. There, against the democratic government, pro-democratic people participated. You write. Against the communist government, pro-democratic agitation happened. Recently happened in Taiwan. Do you know? Taiwan, the same thing happened. The same, yeah. Pro-democratic people, same thing happened. Hong Kong, not in Taiwan. Hong Kong, Taiwan, Hong Kong, right? Yes. That's what. Now, students, many people peacefully agitated, but what Chinese government did it? Sent army, and started to kill the people. This is called Tiananmen Square incident. Okay, Mageshwar, thank you. Tiananmen Square incident. If you have net, laptop nearby you, just type in YouTube, just type. You will have a very famous clip. If you have time, do it. Tiananmen Square incident, you type it in YouTube. If you type it, there is a single man who opposed the coming of a tank. It's a very famous 30-second clip. Type it and enjoy. Could you find? Yes. Shall I move on? Right. So here, this is what the Tiananmen Square incident. So likewise, good relationship with China. Next, come to Sri Lanka. In this Sri Lanka only, right? Very famous agreement is Raju Jayawardena Accord. Jayawardena. Here is the V. Raju Jayawardena. Raju, Indian Prime Minister. Jayawardena, Sri Lankan Prime Minister. Raju Jayawardena Accord. Yes, what the Raju Jayavardhana Accord is, listen, here is the India, right? Here is the Sri Lanka. Just imagine, here is the Sri Lanka, right? This area, in that once upon a time, the entire area was under the control of LTTE, Liberation Tiger of Tamil Eelam. Have you come across LTTE? Yes. So Liberation Tiger of Tamil Eelam, LTTE. So what the Raju Jayavardhana Accord says, note it down, is both India and Sri Lanka would request the LTTE for surrendering. That is to lie down weapon. Both would ask to lie down weapon. Okay, if they lie down the weapon, listen, if they lie down the weapon, a peacekeeping force will be sent. So, no, to lie down the weapon, India will send a peacekeeping force. For example, uh, right, fight between me and Venetia. Okay, right. If both comes for negotiation, nothing would happen. Nothing would happen. A third person is necessary. Do you know? A third, that is called Madhyastham. A third party is necessary. That way we called Madhyastham. Madhyastham means mediator. A mediator is necessary. Yeah. Then only we will accept. Because definitely I would criticize Vinisha. Vinisha would criticize me. If both alone we come to negotiation, nothing would happen. Rather than if both criticized towards some other people. What is court? Yeah. What is court? Right. I have the case between me and Vinisha. If both deciding me, no one would decide. What I would do before the court, my advocate, myself would say, oh, she is doing like this, like this. Okay, note it down. Vinisha would put forward through her advocate, like this, like this. So judge would have, okay, this is what. Then you come to conclusion. Likewise, India would send a peacekeeping, that is called peacekeeping mission. That's what is called IPKF, Indian Peacekeeping Force. But listen, everything with the permission of LTTE. LTTE shall accept the accord. LTTE first shall accept the accord. But what happened is LTTE refused. LTTE refused the Raju Jayavardhana accord. But in between gap, what was sent? IPKF was sent. This is the issue. So LTTE didn't accept, and they never ready for negotiation, or negotiation might have failed. Initially negotiation might have happened, later might have failed, but IPKF was sent, and they occupied in the fringe area. Then what would happen? One side LTT, very close to Indian army. Two armies are very close. Then what would happen? War-like situation happened. And even some Jawans started to molest, some untoward accident. That was also criticized from both sides. Right. This is what a great black mark considered to be that against whom? Rajiv Gandhi. And why not? Because of this, even say that his life was taken, right? He was killed in the human assassination, 1991, when he was doing things. So that's all. With this, we completed Rajiv Gandhi. At least 45 minutes we have taken for it. So break. Next open. Just to open the 7th unit and have a break. Yes. Next. So next is National Front Government, 1989 to 1991. National Front Government, 1989 to 1991. Under that you write 1989 election. 1989 election, no party had majority. No party had majority. So Congress also didn't have majority. Even by the time I would like to say BJP also didn't have majority, because now I would like to mention about the BJP. BJP was born in 1980. So in 1980 itself, BJP was founded. Was founded in 1980. It was from Bharatiya Janasangh. It was considered as a Bharatiya Janasangh. Have you come across Janata Party? Right. Actually, Bharatiya Janasangh merged with Janata Party. Then from Janata Party, it became Bharatiya Janata Party. Just imagine. So this is what the real formation of BJP. So initially it was called Bharatiya Janasangh. Then Bharatiya Janasangh and so many parties, right, clubbed together and joined a very big party called Janata Party. So JP. From the JP Janata Party, again there was so many split. Right. In that one Janata Party is Bharatiya Janata Party. So BJP. So keep it in mind. It's interesting. Understood? Right. So early trace to Bharatiya Janasangh joined with the Janata Party. From that Bharatiya Janata Party. It was formed in 1980. Let me tell. Now maybe the ruling party. It's a ruling party, but at the time it started its career with just 2 Lok Sabha seats. Just imagine. It in 1980 election, just 2 Lok Sabha seats. Yeah, just imagine. So why I'm saying is, 40 years down the line, it come to power with 300 plus seats means this is what the history says. What the history says, whatever the field, initially you have to work hard. Keep it in mind. Initially, right, there is tough for you, but when you gain experience, if you gain experience again and again, you will get famous. For example, so many people are newcomers. June month, September month, you would have joined in that. At the time, right, UPSC seems to be boring. It's a completely boring event. But experience alone, repeated study alone would make the subject favorable, easy. So keep it in mind. Am I right? Now a ruling party, but earlier just won 2 seats. This is what, as a new aspirant, need energy, aspiration. Got it? So Congress didn't have majority. BJP also didn't have majority. That's why other than Congress, other than BJP, other political parties joined together and formed a coalition government. That coalition government is National Front Government. Yes, this National Front Government, the first Prime Minister, who was the first Prime Minister? VP Singh, Vishnu Pratap Singh. Already I have given in that. First Prime Minister name VP Singh. Am I right? I have given. What is the only thing of the VP Singh is 2 things happen. One is OBC recommendations were signed. Am I right? Mandal Commission recommendations were signed. Already I discussed. Point number 1. Point number 2 is withdrawal of IPKF. So Indian peacekeeping force was withdrawn. Withdrawal of IPKF. So these 2 are essential of VP Singh. But VP Singh, since it is a coalition government, there was no consensus. There was no consensus among the coalition government. Right. That's why what happened, sir. Since there was no consensus, right, end of VP Singh. So VP Singh just ruled 6 months or 7 months. End of VP Singh. Now who claimed the post is Chandrasekhar. So next Prime Minister is Chandrasekhar. Chandrasekhar, right? It's very interesting. Sir, how Chandrasekhar, keep it in mind, no BJP, no Congress. He was third party or fourth party, fifth party. What is he may be Janadatal. He might have become some Janadatal. How did he come to power, sir? Is he came to power, right, with the help of Rajiv Gandhi. Just imagine. He came to power with Congress support. Right? So Congress support. What kind of support? External support. External support. It's like a mummy formula. Mummy used the same formula 10 years before. Yeah, in the Charan Singh, am I right? So same thing happened. We discussed external, internal support. Here is the external support. Taken? Right. So it's called external support. The same thing. Why external support? After a few months, Raju also withdrew the support. Note it down. After a few months, Raju withdrew the support. So that led to election in 1991. Election in 1991. So keep it in mind. 1989 election. Again 1991 election. So now I have to focus on 1991 election. Keep it in mind. Whenever election is announced, at the time who was the Prime Minister? Chandrasekhar. Do you know? During the election time, real power goes to Election Commission. Election Commission would take all the power. Just for nominal sake, the old Prime Minister is allowed to continue in the post. I hope you know how the election process and the transition of government. Whenever elections are happening, till the announcement of election commission would take the power. 1 month or 2 months. But asked the already existing Prime Minister, just for namesake you said, but don't take any measures. Am I right? So listen, now who was the Prime Minister? Chandrasekhar. Listen, Chandrasekhar was remain Prime Minister, just for namesake. And 1991 election was happening. Rajiv Gandhi definitely thinking to win the election. He was campaigning at so many places, right? At one campaign at Sri Perumbudur, May month 1991, Sri Perumbudur campaign. So you're right. Raju was campaigning throughout India, one campaign in Sri Perumbudur. Right. In that only suicide attack and killing of Raju. So at that time, keep it in mind, Rajiv Gandhi was not Prime Minister of India. He was the Prime Minister candidate campaigning for Congress. Keep this in mind. He was not Prime Minister in 1991 election. If Prime Minister mean, he would have been given adequate power, adequate security would have been given. He was just one of the campaigner. That's why, do you know, the human bomb blast happened here, in this distance, not 100-meter and 50-meter distance. Here happened, very close. Understood? Why I'm saying is his body was dragged into piece after piece. Just imagine. Let me tell, it is difficult to identify part of body. One Tamil Nadu Congress leader, he identified the leg. He identified the leg of the Raju, which is clubbed with already with other organs of the people by means of socks or shoe. What kind of shoe Raju wore? Based on that, it was identified. This is the leg of Raju. Just imagine. So then definitely, if this happened, keep it in mind. If this happened to your husband, or if it happened to your father, would you leave even a single person who directly or indirectly or even remotely helped them? This is what some people questioned. Understood? So this happened. Now what happened? Listen. Now what happened is election result. You knew very well. Election result is always favorable to whom? Congress, because Rajiv was assassinated. Am I right? Election result definitely will be favorable to Congress. Now listen. By that time, listen. Rajiv was assassinated. Listen. One person from Congress. Don't read. Just listen. One person from Congress. He was already chief minister. He was already in cabinet. He enjoyed all the cabinet post except prime minister post in Congress party because Rajiv was there, right? But now Rajiv was assassinated. By that time already he was retired from the politics. He was asked, Rajiv was assassinated, but we got seat, we got maximum seat. Please you come and become the prime minister. That is the next unit. P.V. Narasimha Rao. Who was the person came to power is P.V. Narasimha Rao. So next to open the topic. Topic number 7, 7 or 8? 8. Already is there. Everything I have given. Narasimha Rao, 1991 to 1996. Nineteen 1991 to 1996. Yes. P.V. Narasimha Rao, last topic. First point is was born in Karimnagar, now in Telangana state. Was born in Karimnagar. First point, was born in Karimnagar. Second point, Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, that is Unified Andhra Pradesh. Chief Minister of Unified Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh in 1970s. Unified Andhra Pradesh in 1970s. '70s. Okay. Third is worked in Raju's cabinet. So he already worked in Raju's cabinet. Thus he had rich experience. He had very rich experience. Taken? Right. So this is what. And next, so this is what. Now he became the prime minister. And one more thing, he knew 17 language. Just imagine, not just one or two. He knew 17 languages. Taken? Yes. So this is what here happened. As prime minister, what are all the measures? Here, measures before prime minister. And last point is the first prime minister from South India. The first prime minister from South India. Prime minister from South India. taken. So over. Now open the topic. As Prime Minister, what are all the measure? As Prime Minister, what are all the measure? Yeah, first Prime Minister to break hereditary politics also. Exactly. Hereditary politics, hereditary post and become, no, already Lal Bahadur Shastri is there, na? We can't say. Lal Bahadur Shastri is there. So we can't say like this, Sripriya. Wrong. Right. Now I come to as Prime Minister, what are all the measure? What is the first measure we are going to discuss is new economic policy. New economic policy 1991. Have you come across this new economic policy? Popularly called LPG. Popularly called as LPG. LPG. Right. So why this new economic policy? Economy over taken? Economy? Yeah. Then what is the reason type? Why this measure? Going on. Okay. This is taken. If it's so just type, what's the reason for taking this new economic policy? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right. What is the reason? Yeah, correct. That is the balance of payment crisis. So BOP crisis, balance of payment crisis, are also called low forex. So BOP crisis. Why BOP crisis is we had low forex. Forex mean foreign exchange reserve. 100. Right? So foreign exchange. Yes, exactly. Sir, what is the forex, sir, in 1991? Write it. What is the data is in 1931? Right, just $136 million. This is what we had. 136 million dollar. Yes, 1 minute, just a minute. Yes. So this is what here, right? Why low forex is, my question is, why new economic policy is low forex? Am I right? Again question, what is the question is, why low forex? Open the topic. Again the subtopic. Now only some group answered, some students answered that. Yeah, Magesh answered, yes. So why new economic policy is low forex? My question is, why low forex? That was question. Yeah, Vinisha. Yes, these are all the question related. Yeah, AK correct. In that only Vinisha right. Magesh right. Yeah, correct. West Asian crisis correct. Not much export was there, but the problem is much import than export. Correct. Super. Very good. So thus you knew the idea. So why low forex? For that we can split into, right, two things. One is internal problem. Another is external problem. Internal problem. Another is external problem. Right. So what is the internal issue? Not problem. Issue is socialization measure. That's why some said closed economy. Socialization measure, that is closed economy. Yes, that's why because of closed economy, foreign fund flow is less. Point number one. Right? That is called license raj. There are problem is in the name of socialization, license raj. Point number two, internal issue is, if you see 1989 to 1991, political instability. Government is unstable government. Note it down. Government is unstable. Second, right? So these are all the issues. Because of lack of strong government, lack of strong policy. Because of strong policy, corporate would not invest, because anytime government may change, policy may change. That's the reason. Now come to external. What is the external is West Asia crisis. Exactly. West Asia crisis. Why West Asia crisis is Gulf War. First Gulf War happened. First Gulf War. Because of Gulf War. Gulf War is the first culprit here for us. Why balance of payment crisis is because of Gulf War, oil price increased. Our huge forex, we gave it for oil. That's the reason. Okay, it's a first. Right, that's the biggest culprit is huge oil price. So that's why our forex went there. Second is disintegration of USSR, our great trade partner. Our great and our partner, not only great partner, our all-weather partner, USSR disintegrated. Right. Who is the successor of USSR is Russia. So problem faced by Russia. Because there are so many problems Russia faced. That's why Russia couldn't help us. This is the way of writing history. So first why, then you have to take measure, then you have to write impact. Taken? Yes. Then right, what are all the measures? So why we have taken Next is measures. Measures, right? What is the first thing is, listen, now he needs a great economist. Keep it in mind. He needs an economist to be a finance minister. He don't want politician to be a finance minister. So he want a great economist to be the finance minister. That's why appointed Manmohan Singh as finance minister. Yeah, actually he was an ex-RBA governor. Already Manmohan Singh worked as RBA governor. Yeah, he was ex-RBA governor. In 1980s itself, he had rich experience in the economy. Right, he was appointed. That's why now two people's measure. Listen, right, whose measure? Narasimha Rao and Manmohan Singh measure. That's why, right, this measure is also called. Now go back to this new economic policy. I said new economic policy are also called LPG, are also called Rao Manmohan measure. So another name of new economic policy in history wise it's called Rao Manmohan measure. Economic wise it is called new economic policy. Simple. If you study politicians wise history, if you study technical term of economy, it is economy. That's all. Am I right? It's like a human. For example, if a boy is there, to his parent, he is a son. If the boy is married, right, for a girl, he is wife, right? To a wife, he is a husband. And if that couple have a son, right, the same boy, to his son, he is, right, father. That's what. Different perspectives, but one person. Single person, but different things. Likewise, here, what are all the measures? Now I come back to this. First measure is end of license Raj. End of license Raj. First, right? It means that automatic routes. So end of license Raj and automatic routes. Automatic routes means not automatically comes and set up the industry. Minimum formalities. That is called automatic route. I use the word end of license Raj. Do you know? Once upon a time, before LPG, if you wish to start a company, you have to get signature from so many officers. It's like a Tamil movie, Shivaji. Rajinikanth would try to get a institution. For that he would get a signature from so many IAS officers, so many politicians. Likewise, right, you have to get signature from so many people. Even it is called signature campaign. It was criticized by politician. Now minimum formalities. So when minimum formalities, so many fund. Point number one. Next, point number two. Point number two is FII. What is FI? Is foreign institutional investor. Foreign institutional investor. FDI is different, FIA is different. That you look and study in economy. Right. Next is, right, ADR and GDR are allowed. A new economic instruments called ADR, GDR. What is ADR? Is American Depository Receipt. GDR is Global Depository Receipt. These are all economic term. Yeah, go and study there. Right. So FII, ADR, GDR, because of this, what started to come is foreign fund, money market, share market, right? That led to establishment of NSG, National Security Exchange. National Security Exchange. Okay, now share market. To control that, what is that? SEBI. So this much of institutions were created under new economic. At the time it was criticized. So many people criticized Ram and Mohan. But if no such institution today, just imagine. That's why I'm saying people would always criticize. If you take new measures, always would criticize, because for them it is new. For them it is new, they would criticize. Once, if it is a habitual, once they understood, then they started to practice, then it's okay, good. So no need to bother about people, those who criticize you when you do new things. Whenever you are doing new things, people shall criticize. Keep it in mind. Then only it is new. Keep it in mind. According to me, if people criticized, you are doing new thing. People are not criticizing, you are doing old thing. For example, for girls, even after 24, 25, if you yet to marry, criticism. Am I right? Leave it. Even after marriage, 2 to 3 years, if no child, criticism. Because all the girls are doing the same thing. Am I right? By 24, 25 marriage, I immediately after marriage, child. Right? Because the entire society is doing, society would expect you. Right? For some reason, if you postpone, would criticize. Because all are doing, you shall do. If you don't do, why don't you do? Then people would criticize. Am I right? So because I married, I got the child. I'm happily or I am sad things. Why don't you? Because many a things people are doing not for themselves, for society. Just for societal pressure, many are doing. Society will criticize. Society will, what will happen? Sir, no? Right. So this is what here the things. This is called new economy. What is the impact? Last open the topic. Because of the new economic policy, what is impact is the forex. Forex in 1996 is 5.2 billion. 5.2 billion dollar. So 1991 just 136 million. Very less, but here 100 times started to rise. Taken, that's all. So one policy is called new economic policy, over. One more policy, that's all. With this class, I still try to complete it, right, up to 1986. One more policy is look east policy. Open the topic. Has it been discussed of look east policy? In bilateral, look east policy, right? This is very important thing, right? Yes. What is look east policy, sir? Listen, I am India, right? I am India. To my right side is Western world. To my left side is Eastern world. Right? Yes. Right? Listen. To my right side is West world, Europe, America. To my east is Southeast Asian countries. Okay? Now, since independence, note it, under look east policy. Since independence, India always looked west. So I am looking towards west side. India always looked west. For, you write, market. For market also west. For help also west. For oil also west. Everything, market, help, oil, everything is west. It may be near west or far west. Near west means Gulf country. West Asia. West Asia is the Gulf country. So always looked west. So our sight after independence looked west. Our sight is very narrow. Only few girls or few boys. American girls or American boys or American countries. Just I am saying. But something happened there. Some bad things happened. Now said, widen your sight. Widen your view. Why do you always look west? You look west, one eye towards look west, another eye towards what? Look east. Here also you see. This is called look east. So what was we did is since independence look west. Then what is necessary to see here? Some sound happened, some good smell happened. That's why, do you know, sometimes our head automatically goes towards a nearby house because of from their kitchen some good smell would come. Am I right? So why look east policy? So since independence we looked west, but later started to look east. Why look east? Yes, right. Two things happened. One is split into two. One is some negatives in Western world, some positive in East world. Right. What are all the some negatives in West? What are all the some negatives in East? Is what are all the some negatives in West? Now only I discussed Gulf War. Gulf is our West. Gulf War and the problem. Second, disintegration of USSR. USSR is West, again the issue. Right? So something happened in West. That's why we consider. Listen. War happened in Saudi Arabia. War happened in Iraq. Why India was affected? Questionable, na? Normally it is questionable. No, my question is, war happened in some country, but India was affected. Even do you know subprime crisis, recent IT sector, it happened in USA, but affected India. Why 17,000 kilometer USA, but affected India? Yeah, because right, we highly dependent on them. Let us diversify our dependency. Am I right? Let us diversify our dependency. That's why we learned. So some negatives we learned. So we have to wide our market, because there is a concept, do you know? Don't put all the egg in a single basket. Have you come across this? Yeah. So this is what some negatives, but at the same time some positives going on. What are all the some positives in Eastern world is rise of Southeast Asian country. Rise of Southeast Asian country, especially Asian country. Have you come across this? Association of Southeast Asian country called Asian. Point number 1. Point number 2. Rise of China and Chinese influence in East Asia. Chinese influence in East Asia. So these are all the things. That's why we started to take a measure, right? Look east policy. So always discuss like this, yeah. Simple subtopic. Why? Right. What are all the measures? Conclusion. So now you see that simple. It's a ready-made answer from my text, right? That's all. Over. Due to that, we took the measures. Now write the subtopic. Various measures. What are all the various measures? Is first point is right. BIMSTEC. Measure number 1 is BIMSTEC. Yeah, we are the member of BIMSTEC, am I right? To connect the Asian countries. And we are the member of EAS, East Asia Summit. Do you know EAS, East Asia Summit? We are the member. Right. We got observer status in ASEAN. Observer status in ASEAN. This is what 2016 preliminary question, yeah. I actually discussed for mains, PIC, but this is asked in bilateral. In which of the following organization India is a member? Exact, this is question. Right. First statement, BIMSTEC, EAS, ASEAN. Correct choice. A, 1 and 2. B 2 and 3. Likewise, they asked. So keep it in mind. Whatever we are discussing is expected question. So never just attend it. Just for I am also. It's like a duty oriented. Academic and if you just attended just for duty, no. Unless until whatever it's being created, this will come as a question. This may be expected as a question. This may be expected question. Then only yourself create a energy and would study more. Right, these are all. And not only that, fourth measure, right, there is a very good measure called Mekong Ganga Initiative. Mekong Ganga Initiative. Have you come across? So these are all bilateral, yeah. You have to go through length and breadth. Since it's a bilateral, I'm not touching. And why not? Next measure. Measure number 5. 5 is FTA, Free Trade Agreement. Free Trade Agreement with the Asian. It's a age-old topic. 2009 itself FDI was signed. I do remember. Feb month 2009 Free Trade Agreement. October month I was writing the mains exam. My last mains exam, fourth mains exam is there. In that first question, 30 mark question, I attended this. 2 o'clock, till the date I remember. 12 years has been gone. Till the date I do remember. 2 o'clock after lunch, I opened the topic. First, this side it's there. Right, 4 pages this side. Critically examine FTA, Free Trade Agreement with the Asian. 300 words, 30 marks. Am I right? These are all the various measures. Right, we took it. Right, now I come to this. Listen. Narsimha Rao ji said, right, look east. 1990s, Narsimha Rao ji said, look east. But Modi ji, when he came to power in 2014-15, said, no, don't just look at east. Do something. So now look east became what one is act east. Note it down. So Narsimha Rao ji said, look east. Modi ji said, act east. Don't just cite. Do something in favor of the country. Right. So listen. Narsimha Rao ji said, look east. Modi ji said, act east. Saravana Murthy ji. My name is Saravana Murthy. Okay. Saravana Murthy ji say, right, develop northeast. So this is what? Look east, act east, through act east, develop northeast of India. Because northeast is the only connectivity to enter into, right, through northeast. Actually, if the roads are developed, northeast would easily develop connectivity. So many things. That's all. With this, what I assured till 1996 is over. With this, almost is over. But still 10 minutes is there. Right. Out of my own interest, I have to discuss a brief, right, up to 8:30, what I could give it to you. I try to give it. Right, the next unit. Yes, taken United Front Government. United, no, don't write the next unit, please. If you have written, keep it as such, right? And if time is, if you have gap, try to write this bill before that. Otherwise, strike it. United Front Government. Wrong. Strike it and open it 1996 election. Open it 1996 election. No party had majority. No party had majority. So no Congress, no BJP. But which is the largest party? By this time is BJP largest party. So largest is different, majority is different. Because which is necessary to form the government is majority. But largest is BJP. Okay, what? Who was the person is Vajpayee. Vajpayee is waiting. What to do? Right. At the time, Prime Minister, President, what he did it, because President has power to appoint any political party as a government to prove the majority. Am I right? What President did it? Modi ji, right, sorry. Vajpayee ji, please, you took us Prime Minister. Listen, you took us Prime Minister, provided within 15 days you have to show majority in Lok Sabha. You're right. Since no party has majority, President took oath Vajpayee ji as Prime Minister with the condition 15 days time to prove majority in Lok Sabha. Because it's enough to prove majority in Lok Sabha, no need to prove in Rajya Sabha. With that only May month, I do remember, May month 13 or May month 1996, who became Prime Minister? Vajpayee. Right, listen, 5 days had been gone. He couldn't get the support. 10 days had been gone. He couldn't get the support. At last, what happened? 13th day, he resigned. This is called 13-day Prime Minister. The shortest ruled Prime Minister in India is Vajpayee. 13 days. Taken 13-day Prime Minister. That's all. So now what happened? Listen, Congress did it. BJP tried, failed. That's why other than Congress, other than BJP, again third front formed. That is called United Front. That's why other than Congress, other than BJP, a new political party, so many political parties joined together. They formed the government called United Front government. Now open the topic, unit number 9, with this much of explanation. With this much of explanation, United Front government, 1996 to 1998. 6 to 1998. So it produced two prime minister. Am I right? I already given everything given in the syllabus itself. Who is the first prime minister? H. Deve Gowda. H. Deve Gowda. Right. Not important thing about H. Deve Gowda. He is from Janata Dal Secular. Even now Karnataka. In Karnataka, a regional party is the JD, Janata Dal Secular. Even last year you might have seen that, last 2 years before, Kumarasamy ji, H.D. Kumarasamy ji, Janata Dal Secular ruled. Am I right? Yes. Right, but H. Deve Gowda couldn't do anything. That's why no consensus among the coalition. So he resigned. Next, who became Prime Minister is Inder Kumar Gujral. Inder Kumar Gujral. Right. In that only the famous Gujral doctrine. Gujral doctrine. Right. Yes. What is Gujral doctrine? It's a famous 5-mark question. This alone I am going to discuss. Yes. Any idea? Gujral doctrine, has it been discussed? Nova. Bilateral, over. Not discussed. Okay. So what is Gujarat Doctrine, sir? Yes. So two things. One is helping the neighbor country, the two poor neighbor country. Helping the poor neighbor country. So keep it in mind, not helping all poor country, helping the poor neighbor country, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, not Pakistan. However, the poverty in Pakistan, we never give help to Pakistan, okay? Right. So helping the poor country without expecting any return. Note it down. This is called the Gujarat Doctrine. Helping the poor country without expecting any return help. Do you know? Today, if I give 500 rupees to Vinisha, Vinisha asks, please, sir, give 500 rupees, sir. Means after giving 500 rupees, I will say, Vinisha, prepare coffee for me. Anyhow, Vinisha will give back 500 rupees. Till she is giving 500 rupees, I can say anything. Vinisha, come, right? I need a girlfriend, right? To have a cup of coffee in that coffee day, because many people are doing. Have you gone to coffee day? Many people are doing like this, whether they are drinking the coffee or not, but simply wasting. Even I explained the same thing in modern India. Have you come across? Triple P, prayer petition, likewise I discussed. Passive resistant, exactly I do remember. Passive resistant, yes. This is the wrong. So listen, this is without any help, reciprocal. I will give 500, keep it, you enjoy. You no need to do anything. So this concept is Gujarat Doctrine, and this concept, if I am asking some return help mean, this is called reciprocal, keep it in mind. Reciprocal, but Gujarat Doctrine is non-reciprocal theory. If you write non-reciprocal theory, 2 marks, yeah. What is non-reciprocal? Helping the poor country without any return. Okay. That's why some people asked, okay, if you help him, definitely you will interfere into their matter. Am I right? For example, we will help Bhutan. For example, even today we are helping Bhutan. Right? How we are helping Bhutan? You write. One is free border. Border is free. Do you know open border? Bhutan, Nepal, open border. One. Second, we are helping hydel electricity project. Hydel project. So many hydel project we are doing. And in the case of Sri Lanka, we are constructing houses for LTT area to the Sri Lankan people. Sri Lankan Tamil people especially. All right. So these are all the doing things. We are doing it. Now you may ask, sir, you may interfere into the internal matter. No. Irrespective of this measure, non-interfering internal matter. Note it down. This is also called one type of Panchashil. So one said, I will help, but I don't want reciprocal help. So not only help, I would not interfere into your internal matter. So these two things are essence of the Gujarat Doctrine. One is theory of concept of non-reciprocal, and another thing is making the Panchashil policy of non-intervention. Non-intervention. If you write and explain, full marks. Okay, that's all. Last 2 minutes of discussion. Now you may ask questions, sir. Whether India is a crorepati, whether in India have all got everything, why do you give thousands of crores of rupees to Bhutan? Why do you give thousands of crores of, even India all have house? Why do you construct house for Sri Lanka? That's what question for that. Next thing, why this kind of help means for the security of India. One, for the security of India. Why security of India? Second, for peace of India. For the peace inside India. Inside India. Why security and peace means, for example, Nepal is not at all developed. Bhutan is not at all developed means illegal migration would happen. Near the security in India, illegal migration, and what would happen? border smuggling happened. That is biggest issue. Border smuggling would happen. Right. Second is peace. Why peace in India is simple, yeah. Listen, if this much of people came to India, then chaotic condition, problem would happen, internal disturbances, that things happen. That's why India says, no pa, don't come India, don't come to India. You stay there. I will come and I will help you. You stay in your house. Even today, do you know, so many Nepali people are coming to India for job. So many Bhutanese people are coming to India job. Even in India itself, we don't have job. They would come and grab our job. For example, if Indian work for 10,000 rupees a job, watchman work means Nepalese are ready to work for 5,000 rupees. That's why saying, no, no, you don't come there. You stay there, we will help you. This is called Gujarat Doctrine. Right. That's all. Now listen, H. Devagowda, next Gujarat, come to politics. Right. Next is Gujarat. Even after that, no consensus among the coalition government. So what happened is, you write it, again coalition government dissolved. That led to election in 1998. Continue the point. Let me complete. Last 2 minutes. Because I need a finishing touch. I don't want to rush it up in the last minute. How we started gradually, end shall also be gradual. 1998 election. In that election, which party became largest party? Not majority party, keep it in mind. I never use the word majority. Largest party is BJP with a large number of seats. In 1996, less number of seats. But 1998, large number of seats and formed the government. That is our last unit. That is NDA. NDA 1998 to 2004. Just 2 minutes, I will complete it. Okay. Again, who was the Prime Minister? Vajpayee. Prime Minister was Vajpayee throughout the 6 year. You see that, not 5 years, 6 year gap. Something happened. Then what something happened? Split into two. One is 1998 to 1999. Another is 1999 to 2004. to 2004. Sir, why break, sir? Here is right. 1998 to 99, everything was going good. This is a coalition government. Keep it in mind. In that, one coalition party withdraw of the support. That's why again election. You write. Why such a break is 1999, one coalition party which gave support to BJP came out. What is the party is AIADMK. Who was the head at the time? JJ. Madam was the head. ADMK withdraw the support by, listen, last no confidence motion. In Lok Sabha, no confidence motion because of ADMK withdrew the support. Just by means of one vote, Vajpayee lost government. Just imagine. You shall know. Now it's a coalition. BJP, ADMK in Tamil Nadu coalition. But 20 years before, right, that was different. What it was in politics, there is no permanent enemy, there is no permanent friend. Understood? Right. One vote. That led to election in 1999. So you write, again election. Just to see. 1996 election, you see that 96 election, 1998 election, 1999 election, 3 years, 3 general election. That's why I said you people were born at the time. At the time, worst condition for Indian democracy buried. When you are born, death of democracy. நாட்டுக்கு சரியே இல்லை நீங்க பிறந்த டைம். Not at all good time for the country, especially democratic instruments. Just joking. But what is the interesting thing is, by the time in the 99 election, BJP again become largest party and formed the government. That's all. BJP again become largest party and formed the government. Yes. Almost we touched what I try to discuss. Yes, close the book. I'll close the book. Notebook. Yes, that's all. This is my last session. Right. So study well. Don't panic. Right. Even after the classes are over, study well. How you have to study? Yeah, just 1 minute. How you have to study, because that worked very well to clear prelims and mains exam for me. Right. How you have to do is, after classes are over, till the class, what you have to study is follow the class schedule. For example, today 6 to 8:30 I have discussed PIC. So throughout the day till tomorrow next class, you have to concentrate PIC, newspaper and other. So till that, follow the class schedule. Once classes are over, for example, exam is June month, you keep it June 27, right? You are free from May 1. If you are free from May 1, I am saying, if you are free from May 1, you have 50 days, right? How you have to study for 50 days is, listen, take a subject and thorough it for 7 days a week. For example, May 1 to May 7, you take a core subject. That too, which subject you have to take it, which subject you feel difficult. So start with difficult subject. For example, some says, sir, history, even suttu potalum, even if I was fired, history would not come. Means 7 days study history, and at the end of 7 days, Akbar should run this side, Alauddin Khilji should run this side, right? Bakhtiyar Khilji should go like this. Thorough. 7 days 7 days means not 24/7, 6 hours, 7 hours history. Next 2 hours in a day, current affairs. Daily current affairs is important, and GK. And 2 hours CSAT. If you are behind in CSAT, provided. If you are well versed, Kanakla Pulisar, mathematics tiger, leave it. Right. Otherwise, study. Why I am saying is, listen, simple. May 1 to 7, history. Right. Even you take 8 days. Right. Next, May 8, 1 day reserve. 8 to or 9 to 16. Right. Economy, 1 day reserve. Right. Next, May 18 to 27. Likewise, if you see, within 40 days, you can complete thoroughly 4 subjects. Core subject are over. Even if you take 10 days a subject, not only core subject, even current affairs is over. By the time CSAT is almost over. So 40 days plan over. Last 15 days go for revision. Last 15 to 20 days only revision. Keep this in mind. Suppose if the exam is postponed, you have 2 more gap, 2-month gap or 3-month gap, means simultaneously start for main subject, which is helpful for preliminary also. If you have long gap for prelims, because once prelims is postponed, mean mains date you will don't have sufficient things. So accordingly you change it. Okay, I hope do well. All the best.